I just said, a couple things. It took 4 years to finally get something to go our way a little bit, and I think it was, it was obviously meant to be. My guys have this togetherness, and I've been saying it. I've been telling people that we're getting better, and nobody probably believes me. I've been telling people that we're this close, and nobody probably believes me, my players included. And I've had a great feeling about, kind of the direction. And I understand, we're nowhere near where we want to be. And I know, I wish we could go back in time. But when you have a new team, every year is different. And it takes so long for some guys sometimes to figure it out. And that's okay. I know my job is to win games, and trust me, I want to do that more than anybody, but I also know the team I have. I see them, I win them every day. And I understand the steps that we've had to take to get to this point, and it's painful sometimes, but to my guys' credit, they have never wavered, they have never blinked, they have never doubted, they have never listened to any outside noise, and I'm just happy that they finally get rewarded for all the work that goes unseen that they do. And again, you look at Frank Mitchell, who's put in overtime here during the break, and a kid that now is just kind of finding his way. And I have confidence to play him today because I see it every day, so this doesn't surprise me. I see it every day. And just now he's getting the confidence to get back to who he is. It just takes time. It just takes time. And I think the same thing with Lukai. We all want it right away, but it takes time, and now he's really found his way. And that's an energy and a vibe that, you can't really coach it. They got to grow into it. And I thought we've been hardened from all the games we had this year, from North Texas to Wichita to Wake Forest. You go on down, Ohio State, Purdue, just all those instances where we played well in stretches, or we just did everything but close, and they never gave up. And really credit goes to all my players.
Ben, you never get too high or too low. You're very even keeled, but tell us about this locker room celebration and how you guys reacted to this.
Yeah, no, I mean, those guys, as they should, were extremely happy and excited. And I think, I've been telling them till they're, blue in the face that we are not far away. And again, it's easy for me to say because I've been doing this a long time. And I when you're a coach and you're with your team and you've been doing it, you know things that they don't know. So you're trying to speak that belief into them because the proof isn't there yet. So, I'm sure they were looking at me at times and probably rolling their eyes or, being like, okay. But they never lost sight of you also might be right, because I felt that. And that's why I kept pushing them. And I'm just so happy that they able to get the result that they earned and they took and they got from a really good team. I mean, we have so much respect for Dusty and what that team, what that program is about. They're having a tremendous year, and they made us play better. I mean, they elevated our play, and the only way you win that game is if you do elevate your play. And I think our guys just did a great job responding, and so I'm glad they celebrated.
What do you just feel for Dawson? He's, like I said, he represents this program in so many different ways, and some of the losses he took personally, Indiana, you name it, but to get a shot like that for him at home.
Oh yeah, I mean, not only that, but just you look at just don't look at his stat line. I mean, you look at 43 minutes, 4 assists, no turnovers. Last game, he was one of the guys that was turning it over, and he responded. 4 assists, no turnovers, 3 steals. I thought his defense was phenomenal. Made 2 huge free throws. And I don't know how many people remember the Ohio State game, and I told him after that, I said, I'll go to my grave with you in 10 times out of 10 on free throws. And that kid hurt more than anybody after that game. And I know when he went to the line, they were gonna go in. I didn't have a doubt in my mind. And I just thought his effort, what he's about from the day, he came here on campus, that dude deserves this. He deserves that shot. He deserves the opportunity to make that shot. He is everything that this program is about from here going forward. I love him. I'm just excited that I get the chance to coach him. I'm glad that those guys in the locker room get to see his work ethic and who he is every day. But this is he deserves this. I mean, there's no kid I've ever coached probably that deserves this moment and that shot against that team more than him.
And how much did the crowd play into you guys coming back, going into overtime? Like, how big was it having this game at the barn?
Yeah, no, it was phenomenal. I thought our crowd's energy was unreal, and I get it. It's hard, when fans are fans, and you look at a record and you're debating if you want to come out and it's cold and it's whatever, a weekday, but they matter so much, and whatever we got to do. I mean, sometimes you got to go through the suck, and fans included, and belief, but they can rally this team, and we need them to rally this team, and it's so hard to win on the road. You have to be able to rely and fall back on an environment and an atmosphere at home, and so, I don't know what we got to do to beg them, but I understand the record, I get it, but we need them. They're important. They matter. We don't win this game, without them. I mean, I felt the energy. I know Michigan felt the energy, but just having that environment in this league at this level, you have to have it. And everybody, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Well, I know what comes first. Fans have to be there. They have to believe. And sometimes I know they don't want to hear that, and they want to hear, well, you got to win first. It don't work like that. It doesn't. And some people are going to say I'm wrong, and I get it, but it doesn't. Like, that's the reality. We need the atmosphere. You go to Northwestern, they believed, they forced it, they created the atmosphere, then the players react to the atmosphere. You go to any other school, you go to Nebraska, I worked there, I've been there. The fans created, the fans give the energy to the players respond to the fans. Again, people aren't gonna like to hear that, but I'm just telling you, I know it. I've done it, this is 20 years. So we gotta somehow rally the troops and continue to get them to come back, but I really am thankful for the ones that were here, because they were phenomenal, and they got to celebrate a big win.
That last play, you got it with 7 seconds left. What were your options coming down the floor, and where does a logo 3 from Dawson at the buzzer rank in that list of options?
Yeah, so I actually called something. We didn't have a timeout, and so there's a bunch of stuff you work on, but I called something, and the delayed dribble messed everything up with the timing. So Kai kind of fumbled the ball in the inbounds pass, and so it was kind of scrapped it, but we always have an action, trail guy, whoever that is, you're always available for the flip, especially if your defender is inside 3 or around 3. And, I think Dawson just kind of went back to training and did what we did. And I thought Lukai had great poise, from fumbling the dribble to not just blasting it up and doing something crazy, but be able to kind of snake it, create contact with a guy, but get to the center so that the flip action could take place. And Dawson did a great job, trailing the play like we kind of worked on. So it's a little bit of broken play combined with they kind of know the concepts of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to get done, and they read it great, and he hit a hell of a shot.
You look at the turnover at the end of regulation, and it's kind of similar to Ohio State, where it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, well, I put some of that. I was kicking myself because I subbed him late, and I was more thinking that we were going to get it in. It was for the free throw shooting, right. And to have another handler out there and another guy with cutter with speed. But I probably should have gone with a regular press. So obviously it's 2020 looking back on it, but it was a tough catch in the corner, freshman. But it is what it is, and we responded after that.
Yeah, but they found a way. I mean, they're
exactly
Ohio State, something like that.
Well, and I told these guys, I really believe this, man. Like, everything we've been through, they've learned from it. So the difference, you can lose and not learn from it. Well, then you get banged twice from the loss. Versus if you lose and learn from it, and it's going to help impact your season down the line. Well, in a weird way, that's a win. And with the team that you're trying to grow and develop and establish confidence and get them to understand what winning even means, we had to go through some of that because, it hardened us. And they learned from every single one of those lessons. They were unflappable. Like every timeout, every huddle, they were unflappable because we've been there so many times. And we actually worked on this week in practice, like trying to end practices with a 4-minute war or a 4-minute game, or today, and shoot around, the last 20 minutes, or yesterday, the last 20 minutes of practice, put the score up there that we had at Maryland, and let's play it through. And you kind of psychologically, work that to your advantage. And I think our guys did that. Like, even through bad plays, they didn't fold. You know, we were down 9, and everything they talked about in their energy was, we're gonna find a way to win this game. And to do that with never having to win is hard to do, but they're doing it. And so now we've got to continue to just build on that.
Anything else for Coach?
And is there anyone you want to shout out as a really big vocal leader today?
You know, honestly, we give this Warrior belt out, and I gave it to everybody because the bench was great. Scout team in the prep was phenomenal. Everybody that played contributed. I kind of joked though, you know, Tom Perrault, our longtime scorekeeper who passed away, who we honored before the game, I think had a little impact on that shot from above. So it was everybody, a whole fans, Tom, the team, the staff, you know, everybody. You don't win a game like that without every single person, managers included.
Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Right.
Step back there. We got Dawson Garcia and Lakai Patterson and Femi Odekale just watching. So questions for either of the athletes.
Dawson, just describe your emotions after that for the game winner.
Just a lot of emotions, you know, just how bad we wanted to win, and you know, seeing it come in a fashion like that, and you know, Kai trusted me to knock down the shot, and really just, like I said, thankful for my teammates and God that I'm in that position. Not that I hit the shot, but just, you know, that I'm capable.
I know, you know, it's a long season still yet, but what does this mean for you and this team? You know, there's so many that were close and you finally got one.
Yeah, it means we got something to build off, so continue to build off of it, and we look forward to keeping this thing rolling.
Do you know how far back you were when you launched it like that?
Yeah, I didn't know initially, but I looked back and I was like, I think I was at the logo, but you know, me and Coach Thor work on those, so.
For you, you know, just a guy that came back here and you know, cares so much about Minnesota and the program, you know, the season that you guys had is the one we wanted it so far, but does this show what, you know, it's capable of?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the crowd helped us out a lot tonight. You know, just how engaged they were down the stretch, and so big credit to them. And you know, that's a reason why you want to stay home and play, just because, you know, when the Barnes got energy, it's up there with any arena. You know, I've been to some places.
Same thing for you, Lakai, just being able part of the win like this at home, you know, last second shot from Boston. I mean, it doesn't get better.
Oh no, especially, you know, when a guy from, you know, home does it. You know, he was he was calling my name from the inbounds line. So I was like, alright. No, it was a big shot, you know, from a big time player, and you know, I'm just happy, you know, just to, you know, be home and, you know, really take all this in. You know, that's a big time win. It's probably one of the biggest wins in the last, you know, 7-8 years or something. But nah, just for him to, you know, he been here 3 years, and you know he deserved everything, you know, that God has coming for him. So I'm happy for him.
Okay, were you expecting to drop it back to him as the trailer on that, or were you still looking for options?
I mean,
to try?
initially I was going to just try to get to the cup, but like I said, you know, he wanted it, and I lined it up for him. Try to put the ball in the right place for his hands, and you know, shit, he hit it. So, nah, you know, I trust him. You know, like he's my brother. So it was just, you know, a no-brainer for me.
You guys were in a situation with Ohio State where it was right there. How much was that on your mind? Did you feel like no matter what happened, you guys weren't gonna lose this one?
That one hurt. Maryland hurt. You know, I just, you know, credit this team for not, you know, giving up. And you know, we talk about it every day. I just feel like it takes one just to, you know, get over a hump. Hopefully we can take this, you know, this good energy into Iowa and then come back and play Oregon pretty tough. So.
Speaking of not giving up, how has Coach Johnson continued to motivate you in different techniques? Because that's tough for you guys. You haven't given up all season any game.
He probably been the most positive person, man. Like, credits to him. You know, he just, you know, is just taking it day by day. You know, he could get after us, yell at us, scream at us, you know, stuff like that. But he's been cool and, you know, just been with us. You know, everybody been in a big circle. You know, like nothing comes out of this locker room. So we just been, you know, leaning on each other. You know, when we down, and you know, it obviously helped us today. So.
Dawson, how do you feel like he's instilled confidence in you guys, especially the younger guys?
Yeah, I feel like he just instilled confidence by, you know, just kind of like what Kyle was saying. Sometimes when, you know, stuff hits the fan a little bit throughout the season, there can be division between coaches and players, and it can kind of feel like two parts. But, you know, the coaching staff really has, you know, allowed themselves to, you know, just be a part of the team, really. And so everybody's fighting for each other every practice, every game. And so it's like we're really just like one big team. It's like, yeah, we got different roles, coaches, head coach, assistant coach, players, but it's really like we're all just fighting for each other.
When you look at just the way you responded to Dawson, especially the physicality, I mean, 2 7-footers out there battling. How does this, you know, go the rest of the Big Ten when you know you're going to be playing teams like that that are going to try to stop you?
Yeah, I've been in this league for a little bit, so it's just, you know, it's not really something that I haven't seen or felt, and so it's just continuing to just get after it and attack.
Where would you rank this win in your career?
It's definitely up there. You know, just this is the first time I think we've beaten a ranked opponent in the barn in a couple years, so it was a big time team accomplishment, and you know the fact that we got 2 Minnesota guys right here and we got more on the team, but it's a great feeling. We're about to go out there and you know share that moment with our family and friends too. So this means everything.
When was your last buzzer beater? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it was I don't know, maybe it was my first year here versus in California. I don't know if it was a buzzer beater, but it was close. I think it was close to end of regulation versus California Baptist. I think that might be my last one.
All right, thanks guys.
I got a question. I'm sorry. I got a question. I know I'm in the locker room with your guys and know the belief and how much y'all want it. And what is the motivation every day for you to keep going? And you see stuff on Twitter, but like with negativity. How do y'all just fight through it?
It's really just leaning on each other in the locker room. Just looking at you know, the man in the arena quote. You know, we know we're in there fighting every single day, putting our best foot forward, and so really just leaning on each other and just having each other's back to it all.
Never leave my brother, man.
Never leave my brother. I can't wait to see how Iowa.
All right.